Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you haven't yet before, thank you for coming back. And if this is your first time, thank you for stopping by. My name is Nicole and I am a Scrum Master. On today's topic, we're going to talk about a day in the life of the Scrum Master. What does a typical day of a Scrum Master look like? A lot of you guys have been reaching out to me, asking me to do this video, so here it is. This is actually based on my experience on what I do on a day-to-day from my 2-week sprint, from the time my sprint starts until the time that my sprint ends. What do I really do for the next 10 days? So let's assume that my sprint had just started. So today, let's say it's the first day of our first daily stand-up. What do? When I log in, I normally log in at 8 a.m. and I'll log out at 5 p.m. When I log in at 8 a.m., the first thing I do is I like to check on my calendar because my day highly depends on what is on my calendar, and my day also highly depends on where the team is at with the sprint. Okay, where we're at with that sprint, my day really depends on that. Because based on where we're at with that sprint, I'm going to be having different type of meetings, and also based on what is on my calendar, that's how my day is going to go. So when I log in, I check my calendar and just to see the meetings that I have. If anything got added to my calendar from the night before, I just like to check to see what it is and what time the meeting is, so that way I can attend. Once I'm done checking my calendar, the next thing that I do is to check my email. It's really important, really important you check your email, because you might be having something important out there that you really need to respond to. So I always check my email to make sure that if there's anything that need my attention that they want me to reply to, or if there's anything that I need to escalate, I like to check on my email so I can go ahead and escalate that. Once I'm checking my email and reply to all the emails, the next thing that I do, I have 2 teams. So my first daily stand-up will start at 9 a.m. till 9:30. And my next daily stand-up will start from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. So let's just say I'm done with all my stand-up. What do I really do? The next thing that I do is, during my stand-ups, I normally write down notes. I like to take down notes. I use one note a lot. So I like to take down notes so that way I can follow up on anything that my team members are saying during stand-up that needs immediate attention. So from 10 a.m. to 10:30 or from 10 a.m. to 11, it just depends on how much I need to follow up on. I'm sending out those emails from what I got from stand up. I'm making sure that I'm sending out all those emails just so that way my team members can get the help that they need. So let's just say that if I was sending a lot of emails, or if I was setting up meetings based on what they said in the stand-up, let's just say it took me about an hour, right? It brings me to 11 a.m. So from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., we usually have our backlog refinement. We have our backlog refinement meeting, which is a meeting that all the Scrum team, all my team members actually come together, including the product owner, developers, and testers, just to prioritize, review the stories that are in the backlog that should be coming up in our next sprint. We go over each and every one of our stories just to make sure that our team members can ask questions and get the clarity that they need. So when this story do come up in our sprint planning, they're going to be ready to accept the work. And guys, if you have not watched the video on backlog refinement, please do make sure that you watch that video to really understand what I'm saying here. So my refinement will last for 1 hour, so it will go to from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time, and that usually brings me to my lunch time. I usually take lunch from 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. Right after my lunch is done, the next thing that I do, I like to go again check my calendar, because there'll be so many times that I'm at lunch and people have set up meetings that I didn't know about, so I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything while I was on lunch. So I'll just go back, check my calendar to see if anything got added to my calendar. If not, I also want to check my email, because while I'm on lunch, people might have sent me an email that needs my attention. I'm there replying to those emails. I'm following up on anything that came while I was having my lunch. So that normally, by the time I'm done, checking all those things, it will usually bring me to like 1 p.m., which is when we have our Scrum, right? SOS. So Scrum is a meeting where all the Scrum Masters from different Scrum teams come together to pretty much discuss or talk about where the team is at currently with the work they're doing. If anyone is blocked or if they're having any impediment, what is the impediment? If there's any risk or dependency, what is at risk or what is the dependency? If your team has a story that's depending on another story from another team, who's working on this story from this other team, just so we can track and make sure that no one is being blocked, no one is being stuck, so work can keep moving forward. So we all come together, all the Scrum Masters from all the Scrum teams come to the Scrum meetings. The project manager also comes to that meeting, and also my product owners sometimes come to the Scrum, sometimes they don't come to the Scrum. And sometimes I do invite my tech lead to come to the Scrum just because there might be an impediment from my stand-up, right? That somebody reported maybe a major impediment or something at risk. And I just want them to come to their meeting and explain it more because they are more technical, right? So they want to come to the meeting. So I'll just invite them to come to the Scrum meeting. But normally the Scrum meeting is for the Scrum Masters from all the teams to come together to just see if there's any impediment with everyone's team, and if there's any blockers, if there's any risk or dependency, what it is, so we can make sure that those things get resolved. So my Scrum will last for 30 minutes, right? It's a 30-minute meeting. Once that meeting is done, I will continue to check on my to-do list, right? Because remember I said, when I come in the morning, I write on my to-do list, everything I have to do for the day. I'll check on my to-do list to see maybe what my next meeting is, or if there's any other thing that I need to follow up on that I didn't get to follow up on. I want to make sure that I use that next 30 minutes or an hour to follow up on. Sometimes my team members will ask me to help them set up a meeting. Maybe during stand-up, they will say, okay, you help me set up this meeting to follow up on an impediment or for them to get more clarity on the story. So from 1:30 to 2, or from 1:30 to 2:30, depending on how much work I really have on my to-do that I need to follow up on, I am using that time to follow up on and setting up those meetings and just pinging my developers to see if there's anything else that they need my help with, they need me to help support them with, or if anything else came up that I am not aware that they didn't get the chance to send me an email yet. I'm just using that time as well to reach out and make sure that we're not missing anything. Once I am done doing all my follow-ups, I will attend my next meeting. And the next meeting on my calendar could just be an impediment meeting, right? From 2:30 to maybe 3 or 3:30. It depends on how long the impediment meeting is. My developers, if they're having any blockers, they had scheduled a meeting or they had asked me to schedule a meeting, I'll go ahead and then we'll attend that meeting. So if my next meeting is an impediment meeting, I will join there to make sure that my team members are getting the clarity that they need from whoever is supposed to be helping them to clarify any doubt that they may be having. So once I'm done with that, again, I always, like I said, all throughout the day, I'm constantly checking my emails just to see if something else came in that I also need to reply on. If not, I am actually reaching out to each and every one of my team members just to ask them if there's anyone that needs any support from me, so that way I can help them to follow up as well. So from like 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., I usually have this community of practice meeting, which is a meeting that is just for Scrum Masters. All Scrum Masters from the different teams come together. We just come together to talk about any challenges that we are facing with each of our teams, and if we need any help, just so we brainstorm with each other and see how we can better support each other so that our team can keep delivering on time. So the community of practice meeting usually will last for 30 minutes from 3 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. Once I'm done with that meeting, again, like I mentioned, I constantly check my email and also to see if someone else needs my attention. If I need to follow up on anything, I'll go ahead and then reply back to that email. If any of my developer has pinged me on Teams, I want to check my Teams to see if I have any messages that I need to respond to. I'll go ahead and use the time to do that. Once I am done doing all my follow-up, replying to emails, responding to Teams messages, the next thing that I will do, I'll just check again on my to-do list if there's something else that I'm still have not gotten done, right? And check to see if all the rest of the meetings for the sprint has been set up. If not, I will use the remaining time of my day to just set up all the meetings that we are going to be having for the rest of my sprint, just so we don't miss it. Setting on my demo call, setting on my retrospective meeting, just to make sure that we have all those meetings set up. So that's pretty much it about my day, guys. My day really depends on my calendar. My day really depends on where the team is at with the sprint. Some days, after stand up, like I said, if I don't go to refinement or SOS, it could just be that we are having sprint review and demo, or it could just be that after sprint review and demo, we're going into retrospective. So it just really depends on where we're at in that sprint and also what is really on my calendar. So that's pretty much it about a day in my life as a Scrum Master. If there's anything that you would like me to talk about, anything you're having any doubts, you need some clarity on, please do go ahead, like, comment, and leave me a message below. Thank you so much, guys. And don't forget, you can also email me at Nicole.agilepractitioner@gmail.com. Thank you guys and see you guys soon.